In the dark, this fully lumed dial, with 4 different applications of superluminova, shines like the Luxor Skybeam, rivaling many other watches. In the light, the look is pretty much the same, except a bit more subdued, without the stark contrast against the darkness. However, is this Farr Swit Wayfinder worthy of your consideration? As always, I'll tell you all you need to know without any hype or BS on this episode of Adventures with Time. Some label the Farr Swit Wayfinder a dive watch. I consider it more of a field watch. You'll see why later as I review this watch. Nope, let's get to it now. At first glance, what you see is the topographical map on the dial. So is this a field watch? Then you see the bright orange minute track, the blue timing bezel, and that it has 100 meters of water resistance. Does that mean this is a dive watch? As a dive watch, I would be concerned that the bezel has only 5-minute markers. Usually dive watch bezels have minute markers for the first 15 minutes, even though few of us are divers that need this detail. I guess you could also consider it a pilot's watch. I lean towards field watch. What type do you think this watch is? It's a familiar case design with a fully brushed finish, 42 millimeters in diameter, but I think it wears bigger, given the 50.5 millimeter lug-to-lug, a wide-looking bezel, and a set of fairly chunky-looking crown guards. I don't measure crown guards, so I'm not sure if they're really bigger than others, or just look big, given there is virtually no space between the guards and the crown. Note how the top and bottom edges of the guards wrap around the crown. I don't think I've seen this design feature before. Still, the screw-down crown is easy to manipulate. It feels fairly comfortable on the wrist. 120 grams on this optional 22 millimeter rubber strap. Did I mention that this watch is on loan to me from a fellow watch enthusiast? I like this blue rubber strap. It goes well with the theme and colors of the watch. This is not a shy watch. The orange and blue color combination certainly stands out, and the topographical map dial design gives the watch some vibrancy. You'll also see a level of depth generated by the black trimmed applied indices. Keeping the dial less cluttered, they've kept to just even hour printed numerals. This allowed them to make the odd hour applied indices a bit longer, adding some more interest to the dial. Inside, they've used the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. Now, it really doesn't sweep. Rather, it moves at 4 beats per second. I have no experience with this movement, but a little research indicates that it is a fairly reliable quartz movement with a 2-year battery life that may be shorter than others due to the beat rate. But I wouldn't complain about that. This is definitely a watch that excels in the dark, and if Lume is what you're after, this may be the watch for you. Although I enjoy a good Lume, I'm not a Lume junkie. A watch's Lume is something I really get to enjoy. I wear my watches mostly during daylight. For me, Lume is a nice to have, like good bezel action. It adds to a watch's value proposition, but is not one of the critical factors of my buying decision. If Lume is also not your thing, then does this watch have something for you? There are 3 key attributes of this watch I think you need to consider to aid in any decision. Clearly, the dial is the focal point of the watch. Do you enjoy the vivid dial with bright colors and graphics? Next is the movement. It's a quartz movement. Some people prefer, to exclusion, mechanical movements. Also to be considered is the 4 Hz beat of the second hand. Many are used to mechanical watches that operate at 21,600 or 28,800 beats per hour, with a smoother sweep to the second hand. The clear stepping motion of this watch may bother some. You'll also need to consider case size. Technically, this is a 42 millimeter watch. I think it wears bigger, given the long lug-to-lug and those substantial crown guards. Compare its looks on my 7 7/8 wrist to some other watches. The Wayfinder looks larger on my wrist than these others, despite them being the same or larger watches. As far as value proposition, I've seen some reviewers say that the price is a bit high at $390 retail. The 4 different applications of Lume probably adds to the cost, while the Seiko quartz movement is on the lower cost side, perhaps balancing out the cost of the Lume. Yes, it may be a tad high. If you consider it too highly priced, tell us why. To help you identify watches that may interest you, view this video where I compare all Hamilton field watches. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.